I'm Edward Otto Zelke, and let's queer up the world view. Police kill suspect in deadly Berlin Pride van attack after 24-hour manhunt. Berlin police have identified 21-year-old Abdul Ballout as the main suspect in the deadly van attack during city's Christopher Street Day, or CSD, Pride celebrations. Authorities say Ballout was shot and killed Sunday after he allegedly charged officers with a bladed weapon during an attempted arrest. Police said the suspect was located in Berlin's Spandau district after a nearly 24-hour manhunt. In a statement, authorities said, quote, around 6 p.m., the suspect involved in the attack and Tiergarten was located at an allotment garden complex in Spandau. According to initial findings, he ran towards officers while armed with a bladed weapon. Police subsequently opened fire. Despite immediate resuscitation efforts by the Berlin Fire Department, he died at the scene, end quote. The attack happened Saturday night when a van drove into crowds gathering near the Brandenburg Gate during the closing events of Berlin Pride. One person was killed and 29 others were injured. Investigators saying it appears to be an Islamist terror attack. Police said Ballout is a German citizen with Lebanese roots and had previously made unsuccessful attempts to join the so-called Islamic State group. Well, this is always something really terrifying. You know, you're at an event, especially when you're trying to celebrate Pride, and something like this happens. And then you have to start wondering, and you've got a lot of questions in terms of like, you know, who is this person and what do they represent? And you know, when you hear scary things like terrorism and stuff, and it's just horrible. I mean, I empathize so much with everybody, the person that was killed and the people that were hurt. It was just sounds absolutely horrible.
You know what surprises me the most is that the German police knew of this individual. They had been following him, and they had visited him. They had, I don't know how many chances they were giving to this guy. They were trying a program to radicalize the guy because he had been to Syria to explore the possibility of joining the Islamic State and ISIS. And so he was under the radar. And just recently they visited him, but he was never arrested. He was like never stopped. And, you know, another opportunity went by. And this is not the first time somebody runs in Berlin on a crowd. It happened on a Christmas market a few years ago, same thing. So it's not like this is never happening. I mean, you would think a country like Germany, and with the highest number also of, you know, refugees from all over the world. I mean, not that I'm equating this to be just a refugee. This is a particular case, okay? But that they should be more aware and more prepared and more alerted of what may have happened if they don't act on. And unfortunately, this is the consequence. You know, we're celebrating. We're out there to just celebrate being us, not, you know, the opportunity to be us, the freedom and the right to be us, like everybody else and somebody else that doesn't agree with the way of living in a developed society and a free world has to, you know, ruin it for all of us. Right. So,
yeah. You know, this is terrible, and I feel bad for the people involved in this, but this incident is just a part of a larger problem.
Of course.
You know, and it's not just Islam, by the way. You know, yes, he's going to be hailed as a martyr in several countries, I would assume, around the Mideast. But let's be honest. If he were Christian and doing this in America or anywhere, there are people in our government that would be like,
not
you know,
a big deal, right?
Not a big deal. Just a bunch of faggots. That's how they feel. So the goal for us should be to not only, yes, absolutely stop this, but also to start pulling this out at the root, where hate speech is spread in so-called churches and schools. Because remember, the Middle East isn't the only place with religious schools. You know, the Christian conservatives, white nationalists like to say, oh, the madrasas and stuff like that. Madrasa just means school, bitch. And we have plenty of them here in America that are teaching hate that are spreading lies. So while this is terrible, it should serve as a reminder that the problem is huge around the world.
Yes, and it needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
Well, there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.